Yo!
Hey everyone, sorry, our timing was a little off there. Yeah, welcome to Grim Dark Lunch. Today we're talking data slate stuff.
Dude, big changes.
Lots of
And
changes.
it's about time. They came out Thursday, so we're not too late on the updates here.
Yeah.
But they're massive changes, and they needed to be. There needed to be sweeping changes because it's been a while since we've really gotten anything from GW, any changes.
Yeah.
And these indexes get dry really fast.
Yeah.
They're so kind of vanilla that once you play them a few times, you're like, oh, this is the index. Let's get a refresher.
Yeah, these data slates are kind of like, when they're this badly needed, it's almost like, potentially a whole new game.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. Let me just do the stuff I have to do, if you're here, hey, make sure you like and subscribe.
It helps us greatly, and we love the love and support from you guys. So y'all, it's greatly appreciated.
Yeah.
Of course, we're always trying new things with each and every stream, so we want to get your thoughts. Feel free to comment. Feel free to chat in chat and let us know what you like and don't like, and we're glad to pivot into whatever you want to see.
Yeah, we have a new camera. Speaking of changes, we have a new camera, so let us know what you think. Is it better?
Hopefully better quality. I probably should have shaved.
Yeah, now we can see it in 4K.
Oh no.
It's very clear. And I have to do this too. If you want to ask us a question, super chat, we'll probably just read them anyway if you put them in chat. But if you want to support us, which we would support, we would support that.
Yes.
We would support you supporting us. Feel free to drop super chat. Again, if you put it in chat, we'll probably just read it. But anyway, we're going to talk, we're doing something a little bit different today. This is John's suggestion, so if you don't like it, it was his idea. If you do like it, it was mine.
Totally true. Yes.
We are talking about, we're going to do an overview.
Yes.
So this is basically what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, it's the main changes.
Yeah.
They're pretty hefty.
Yes. Also, we want this so if you're just tuning in, this is what we're talking about today.
This is what we're talking about.
If
We're
you wanna
covering
stay in-
each and every change. We're gonna kind of categorize it into what's good, what's bad, and what's pretty.
We say ugly because that's the saying, but it's more confusing, things we're not sure about.
Right.
And
of course, these are our opinions. We want your opinions as well.
Let us know your dumb opinions. I have some opinions.
And we'll argue with you. Yeah, we're not debating each other.
Yeah,
we're actually debating chat.
Yeah,
which is
chat,
quite.
Your opinions are wrong. But before we do any of that, we got important work to do. It's time for the list. Bring it.
Yes.
All right, guys and girls and everything else in between and outside. We have the list. This is science. Time for science. Just like the data slate.
Yep.
Is the data slate science? I actually don't know.
Who knows what GW?
Yeah.
Could be a raffle. I don't know.
Yeah, the data slate's a raffle. Look, hard science here. People. What do you think? Rubric Marines. Where do they sit in the top? Are they a top 10 unit of all time design wise?
I don't know if I'm supposed to see these before the beginning of the stream, but I saw this one.
Yeah, you did.
And I was like, I looked at Cire and I'm like, I'm gonna be very biased. About Rubric Marines. This is science, but I'm gonna tip the scales or something. Because Rubric Marines, I just purchased 30 Rubric Marines, and they are awesome. They're just little dustpans.
Walking dustpans.
Walking dustpans with a lot of gold trim.
Yeah.
Which really heightens the dustpan energy. And they're dustpans with AP, which is really awesome.
Yes.
They're just better Astartes. All their guns have extra AP. All their flamers have AP. Why do they have AP? They also have mine bullets.
Mine bullets. Don't put them near a vacuum. That's their one weakness.
Yes, that's their one weakness. And tricky Eldar. Eldari, classically, always fooling these.
Always fooling around with
all these rubrics. They can read minds, but apparently not
Eldar minds.
Not Eldar minds, right?
Why are they so mean? Anyway, Eldar, am I right? Come on. Why are they so mean?
So this is very high for me. I think this beats out Sisters. At least. And that is my opinion.
Okay, well we're gonna have to wait on that. Yes, Polychrome points out 0 muscles. Not on the list. Rubric Marines, classically nerds. No muscles if they're
you think Astartes, you think Space Marines, and you think muscles jacked.
And these guys.
But actually, no.
Not at all.
Yeah.
They're dusty.
They're dusty muscles? No. What do you think dusty? What do they look like inside? I don't. Is it just are they like humanoid shaped dust? Or is it like...
I think it's... Have you ever seen a bucket of sand? That's what
it's actually just... They actually have to keep their like armor like completely sealed or they just start leaking?
Yeah. That's like a bucket of sand.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay. Chat, what do you think? Where do you think they belong on the list? Here's the list so far. Jon is acting crazy bringing non-science into here.
It's scrolls. Oh my god.
Yeah, we
Thank gosh.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Because...
Okay, well that's something. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Dusty, no muscles, but still pretty cool.
Yeah.
We like knowledge. Now here's some muscly boys.
Ew.
Here's some muscly boys.
That's like all gold trim.
Yeah, yeah. They said, you know what? I don't want to paint gold trim. Just make the whole thing gold.
Just all gold. Maybe some red in there. Maybe some cloth.
Listen, these are some of the coolest models in 40K. I'm just gonna say, not even a Custodes thing. You know, although that does actually add to the cool factor.
That's true. No, you're onto something. Something about jet bikes.
Yeah.
And like, you get pod racing vibes. You get jousting vibes.
I get jousting vibes, but you said pod racing. I think they actually dropped a little in my standings.
I mean, they look like little pod engines. You know, like the little like you tie two together and you put Anakin in between, and you got pod racing.
Yeah. We're gonna have to reconsider this. I thought they were gonna be up in the number one.
I'm actually trying to sabotage.
You said now that's what I call pod racing. That's too bad. Listen, they have the coolest Custodes helmets. I think they're pretty cool. They're not the weird cone.
I see.
Yeah, they got a little eagle on their head, which is like pretty sick.
That's cute.
Who said it? Bear here? Yeah, drop a place for having flight stands. I mean, yeah, you got a point. They're pretty. It's hard to not see them now. All right, so we go from nerds to jocks to guy with a gun.
Oh, Hexmark! The Hexmark destroy the Gloctopus.
I think it's cool.
I think he's very cool. Let's not even think about his rules and how overpowered he is, and how much of a linchpin he is in the Necron army. He just as the Gloctopus he is very cool.
Big ups for nickname Gloctopus. Yeah. Very cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I just noticed this actually. As
are they revolvers? They look like revolvers.
No, so I was gonna say no. I don't think they are revolvers. But if you look at his eyes, that looks like a revolver, like the cylinder, a cylinder. Yeah. So that's another plus one for me.
That's actually kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. He's got like a, that's pretty sick. And he's got a skull. I don't know what's with that orb. What's up with that orb?
Is that 5? Is that an odd number of Glocks?
1. It is. Ooh.
Like what?
Ooh. Non-symmetrical. Is that
not symmetrical? Not very Necron of you.
Oh. Oh, he's got 3 legs too. What's going on here? He's just.
Oh no.
He's rapidly dropping, in my opinion.
He shoots out like the orb juice out of his pistols.
Oh. Don't call it that.
Well, they're the piping. I mean, I don't know.
Shoots the orb juice. All right, chat. Tell us what you think. You have.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say 30 seconds, but I'm not gonna actually give you that amount of time because this is science, and science moves fast.
That's right.
We will read chat though. Rude bricks. Agreed.
Yeah.
0 muscles not on the list. Good point. They're just dust. And nerds. Yeah. Nerds can't be high on the list.
Yeah.
Dust muscles. Zach probably thinks that these are pretty cool, so that's got to drop them. Dust on Scrolls or animated content?
Hey,
they read anime? I wonder. Sorry, I just...
You can't read anime, man. It's called manga.
It's called manga?
Manga?
Aren't you... Okay, sorry. Unrelated. You said you're going to be going to a tournament soon with Thousand Suns.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're biased is what I'm...
I am very biased.
I caught you in a trap.
Dang it. You undermined my science.
Yeah. More arms, more muscles. But it's a machine, though.
Is it a sum of muscles? Are we adding up the muscle now?
He goes in 3. Wow, people really like Hexmark.
Okay. Look, that's science for you. I mean, all right.
Checking to be sure. Oh, Holly says Abaddon should still be top 3. Is he still top 3? He is number 3.
For now.
All right. Let's do the science. Did you bring your Bunsen burner? Or vials?
Oh, no.
No? All right. We just do science on
computers.
Did you?
Yeah.
We do science on the computers these days.
Yeah.
All right, people. Wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right.
We're doing hex mark first, or are we doing?
Oh no, we gotta bring it back. All right, people, put it in chat. I might change my mind. I probably won't though, because I don't listen. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Oh, Barry! Whoa, strong opinions from Barry.
I'd stick custard bikes.
That's very assertive. Bikes 4, Rubik 6, Doc 7.
Doc Ock 7.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I think we can all agree that rubrics are cooler than intercessors.
Oh, 100%. Oh my gosh.
100%.
They're just intercessors with more sand.
Yeah, although they're shorter.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, look at the staff. You got to measure the staff.
Okay, wearing that head crest is like wearing platform shoes, which you think would be a dig, but I respect it. So, okay, are they cooler than bloodletters? The muscle ratio's off.
Ooh.
The muscle ratio's not good for rubrics. However,
bloodletters are just little like little splinters of a dumb chaos god.
You know, we talked about how we didn't like how the bloodletters had their legs out, because it's like, come on, dude, put that away.
Yeah.
These guys wearing cloths.
They're double covered.
Yeah.
There's sand inside a bucket inside of a cloth robe.
Science this week says that's cooler. That's what science said this week. I don't know if you knew that. Are they cooler than Kabalite warriors? No. They're new number 6.
Okay, I hesitated too much.
No, Rubric Marines and Rubric Warriors. Rubric Marines.
Yep, good. I agree with this. Is fine. This is fine.
No.
Are we following into this? Oh man, we're actually so far we're following Barry, although we tried to avoid him.
Okay, look, Barry might be.
You don't know us, Barry.
A Rubric Marine. He can tell. Wait, not rubrics. The not dusty guys. All right. This is
the Praetors.
All right.
Custodes.
Okay, so they're clearly we already established cooler than intercessors, obviously.
Yeah.
Cooler than bloodletters, obviously.
Yeah.
I think we have I personally consulted science, and they said new number 4.
Yeah, I think I don't want to admit it, but yeah, better than rubrics.
Chat 4 or 5.
Ooh, 4 or 5.
Are they cool than Battle Sisters? Are really cool.
Yeah, and they got better kits. I feel like the kit is newer.
Custodes bottom.
4 or 5. That's the only option.
Yeah. First person to say it.
First person
to say 4 or 5 determines this list.
Holly's throwing the book at you here.
Listen, Holly keeps talking.
10 says 4.
10 says 4. All right, number 4. Get out of here, sisters. It was. We all knew that was gonna happen.
Elijah just barely behind with the 6.
That's a shame. What a shame.
Also not an option.
Also, yeah, not an option. So, all right. Are these called Virtus Praetors?
Yes, that's something like that.
Now that I say their name out loud, like obviously they were gonna be number 4. Obviously, science. All right, we got our last one.
Yeah.
Hexmark Destroyer.
This is a tough one.
He's really cool. The way I see it, he could be 3 because he's got 3 legs. He's got 5 because he's got 5 arms. He could be 6 because he's got 6 eyes. Oh no, 7 actually.
Is it 7? Is
it's
the
7.
middle an eye?
Is
it 1, 2, 3?
Let's bring the picture. Where is it?
And
I keep
1?
pressing the wrong button. It's 7, but does that count?
Yeah, 7. Ooh.
Ted says number 3. Obviously 8.
So wait, it's gonna be beat out Abaddon? Abaddon's gonna get dethroned by Orb Juice. That's what we're saying?
Hex is actually 6. I agree.
I agree with 6. That's all right. That's actually
good job. Did Barry just mind control us? Did we
wait, hold on. Can we go back to what Barry said?
I'm gonna see what he said.
Did we actually somehow
all right. Barry, your check's in the mail. We expect that check in the mail. Hexmark destroy. I can't spell, chat.
It's the keyboard.
Okay. Lexmark. Sorry, hold on.
From LexCorp.
Yeah. All right, there's your new list, y'all.
Yeah, big changes here.
Listen.
And now we can really use the scrolly.
Yeah. Listen. Top 10 models of all time. Intercessors made it. Just barely. All right. However, Wow, we really left a space.
Wow, we really don't like Eldar Guardians.
They're 12, but like by a little bit extra. This might change, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk data slate changes, and the only reason Eldar Guardians are on probation is because they're bad, very mean rules.
That's right.
Because, aesthetics are affected by rules, apparently, on this list.
It's a science. It's part of the equation.
It's all part of the equation. We have some super chats that I need to go back and read. There was one earlier. Dread Naughty, just a token of appreciation for the steaming pool of unleashed creativity the Hobbit collab is. I'm gonna say steaming pool.
Yeah, it's a swirling and steamy pool
of. It's a big steaming something.
I will say it's less steamy than it was before because the temperature in California has gone down significantly.
Yes.
This week at least.
However, we did take some steamy pictures yesterday, which that regret is stinging. Polychrome says, Cire, sassy towel action. Yes, that's actually what I was just talking about. John, when you spicy pics drop? That's behind a paywall.
That's
really
yours should be too.
Ever heard of OnlyFans? That's where you'll find John pics. Anyway, next topic. We already talked about that. We're doing this one.
Boom.
Which is actually just this, but this.
Data slate, points, updates.
Chat, let us know what you think of the changes. Obviously, we're going to tell you what to think because you're watching our channel, and you have to parrot what we say. But tell us what you think anyway. We'll consider it.
Yeah. Let's start on a high note. Let's talk about the good.
The good.
Look, devastating wounds.
Changes. Big changes.
Yeah. So now devastating wounds, it's a keyword on a weapon profile. It ignores the save instead of going straight to mortal wounds.
Yeah.
This means when Magnus shoots a damage 3 weapon at you and it goes to mortals, or when it goes devastating, it no longer carries over killing 3 guardsmen. It kills just the 1 guardsman with 3 damage. It just ignores the save.
Yeah. So the big problem with dev wounds was that spilling over, right?
Yes. It got out of hand.
It got super out of it. I'm shooting my 2 6-damage shots on this thing that should be anti-tank. Yeah. Suddenly it's wiping a squad. That's not what it's meant for. So yeah, we think that's a good change. Actually, something we wanted to try. Sorry, chat. You're our lab rats today.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this. We have this nice little screen we made for you. But we also wanted to see. Would you guys down to this? You guys down to see this? You guys? Oh, sorry. Where's the? Not like that. Hold on. Oh my God! What's happening? Hold on.
Steaming.
It's a steaming pile of streaming.
Of data slate.
There we go. Hold on. Did it go?
Full screen?
What?
Weird.
No, okay, it didn't go. Chat, I bet you don't like this. Anyway, I guess the question is, would you prefer us to... Do you guys want to see... I mean, we're just talking through it. Do you guys really want to see the data slate? We can show it to you. But then you can't see John's pretty face. Anyway, let us know if you would prefer to see that. Some people like to see it. I don't know.
Right.
We're trying some things out.
Talk through it.
Yeah. Bullet 2, though. Oh, actually, before.
Yeah. How do you feel about these changes to devastating wounds? I know you don't play competitively too often. You don't go to tournaments all the time like I do. Do you feel like this affects you negatively or not? I know you play Marines and
I play Custodians, so it feels bad.
Right. That's what I'm kind of like poking at. I'm like, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I can't, because I'm the 1,000-Sun player. I'm like the one doing the mortal wounds.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so as a Custodians player, it feels bad. Because it kind of goes around one of our major rules.
Yes, it does.
Because if you don't know, Custodians have a 4-up feel no pain against mortal wounds. This is now just completely ignoring that. It also, that's what people talk about that. It also ignores, our other strength, which is good saves.
Yeah.
So it's like a double whammy.
Yes.
And we don't have a lot of models, so it's like these, this 6-up, this 6 damage thing would be killing 2 guys before, but we'd be rolling 4. Feel no pain, so it kind of comes down to wash anyway. Instead of killing, it's still killing 1 guy on average. So
yeah.
I don't know. I understand that Custodians needed a nerf anyway. I think it's a good change, but this change doesn't tell the whole picture. Mm-hmm. I think someone pointed out, I'll go back and read it, there's still just so many dev wounds. It's just, it's still a bit of a problem.
Right. There's many sources too. I know when I went to Nova Open, there was the custody player I played against in the main event actually took an Inquisitor in their custodes army, leading a big brick of Guardians, and he took it because of the Feel No Pain. It was a 5-up Feel No Pain to, I want to say, chaos things. So when I was doing my mortal wounds to him, even if it wasn't mortal wounds, it was still a 5-up Feel No Pain to all weapons. All chaos weapons, I think. So that was a really good tech. Well, obviously that only covers chaos things. But that is a big source. Like Thousand Suns is a thing. CSM do them as well. So
there's other. It's not going to be as strong, but there's other. We're gonna have to people are gonna have to play around with it. Let's sort of read some chat. Science isn't ready for Zaddy Lion. I don't know what that means. Where is Zaddy Lion on here? This is a crime. What are you guys talking about?
Those are two things I thought would never combine.
Zaddy Lion will be on here next week, guys. Don't you read the schedule? Hi, I'm not a lab rat. Oh, you're a mandrill. Maybe. I don't know. I just see a little paintbrush. Guys, what do you guys think about these changes so far? I mean, obviously someone pointed out, like, it's still just so many.
Number 2?
Yeah, let's talk about number 2.
Insane Bravery is now before the roll. Used to be once per game, you would roll the leadership test at the beginning of your turn, your battle shock, and if you happen to fail it, just pass it. Boom.
Yeah, so, I mean, something we've talked about in 40K is, like, this idea that perfect knowledge is kind of bad, right? So being able to just do this after, it's like, well, it just kind of defeats the purpose of having the roll in the first place.
It really decreases the chances of it even being impactful in the slightest. And that's what we've seen about the whole battle shock mechanic thus far with the indexes. It's that it never really comes up. Like Tyranids and some factions really try to force it down your throat, but it's so seldom in which it works.
Good change. There's you don't have to ignore this part of the game anymore.
Right. It's actually like a real part. You have to consider it. It's actually like, oh my gosh, I could fail this and lose 5 points, and that could be the game. I better spend the CP to do this now. And I like it. And the Tyranid Codex is all about battle shock. And it also tries to bring it up a lot more. Make it more prevalent in the game. So I like it a lot. I like the changes. This is definitely a good change in my mind. Even though it's kind of a nerf to a lot of the factions, it's a good change, I think.
Good changes. I mean, this is in the good section.
This is in the good section. We're sorry.
Polychrome, thank you for the memberships. Appreciate that. Really helps the channel. That helps us out.
Amazing.
If you are in chat and you're not a member, make sure you're accepting those. Otherwise, Polychrome's just gifted to no one.
We got John Kraus gifted a membership.
John Kraus, welcome
in. Come join us.
You can
watch all our old content.
Watch our old stuff. Watch some new stuff this Friday.
Boom.
Just letting you know.
I
don't know if people know this. We're having new streams on Fridays for members only. Should be fun. We're workshopping names. We're probably going to stick with the bad one. Anyway, Bullet. Actually, people had some thoughts. Let's read these real quick. Barry says, in general, folk got to be happy with the big changes, but there are some details like the impacts on Custodian survivability that are going to shift the feel bad. Custodians are one of those that are kind of weirdly, they're kind of in a weird position, right? Or at least from a guy who is interested in competitive but doesn't really play, but kind of was considering it.
That's fair.
Dev wounds, right? Big hit. The new dev wounds change. No longer having 10-man squads. Big hit. What do you do with your strategy now? Stratagems now, right? Like, those are best used on 10-man squads. You can't do that anymore.
Right. Your multiplier is cut in half.
Exactly. Point changes are kind of whatever. I feel like they got off kind of lightly, personally. But the changes to, not breachers...
Extractor?
Exaction squad.
Exaction squad.
Another big hit, right? Now you have to bring your sisters, which is something I kind of agree with. So this is kind of a stealth buff in my own mind. A lore buff, right?
I mean, it feels more like Custodes. Is that overall good for the strength of the Custodes?
Oh, no. Definitely not. Definitely not. It's definitely bad. And then there was one more point I was going to make. I don't remember it yet. Oh, they were kind of in a weird spot because they were maintaining, what, a 55% win rate around there?
Yeah.
But that was with GSC and Eldar at their max. So it's like, how hard do you really hit them? Because if you don't hit them hard enough, then they're just going to be the next boogeyman.
That's a good point, because we're seeing a lot of the top really get chopped in half. Yeah. Hopefully these second tier armies can spring to life a little bit. So we shouldn't fret too much about even like the minor nerfs or the bigger nerfs for these second tier factions like Custodes, T-Suns, things like
crazy
that.
Thing, considering how strong they consider their second tier, right? In general, folk got to be happy with the big change. Yeah, we talked about that, Elijah. To be honest, I like the changes. It can get annoying when people abuse one part of the system. Yeah, talking about insane bravery.
Yeah.
Holly Kane, yes, thank you for that. Letting people know to turn on the memberships if they want them.
It's just free memberships.
Cody says, "Do I take 2 Land Raider Redeemers, 6 Aggressors, packages of?" Is this for? That sounds like Salamanders. So I would say 2 Land Raider Redeemers.
Dude, Redeemers eat me up, man. So oh, the 2 damage flamer is so good. So, I think that's the Redeemer.
Yeah.
It's so strong. It's so good. Overwatch is still good. It requires line of sight. You're not nerfed too much at all. I really liked Redeemers when I was playing.
They're the coolest. I'm gonna paint some soon. I don't know when. Soon. All right, let's. We're falling behind a little bit. Let's.
Yeah, I know.
We tried to make a schedule and then we're falling behind. Like, what's the point of making one? Okay, quick. Overwatch changes. Towering. This is huge.
This is big.
No one's playing Knights anymore.
Yeah, I mean that means people will be safer against Knights. You don't have to like stress out as much when you see Knights on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
Towering, you can hide from it a little more now, and then ignore LOS. Literally. This is for probably D cannons.
Yeah.
Killing things out of line of sight just every turn with Fate Dice.
Yeah.
Literally, the first interaction I had with support platforms was picking up 6 Terminator Custodies.
Yes, John's a villain in case you didn't know that.
And this was like me and Bridger playing our first game of 10th, and it was like, oh my gosh, that was so much damage. It's not even my turn yet.
Yeah. I mean, the changes, Overwatch changes are good. People felt like Overwatch was a little... It's interesting, right? Because you have these. When it first came out, I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm getting to interact more in my turn." Mm-hmm. But it just kind of ends up turning into like, "Oh, well, I just don't want to move anything around because you're just gonna blow me off the board." So,
yes, it's quite punishing. Like sustained hits from like Canis Rex could be quite brutal.
Yeah.
A knight, right? So it could get out of hand. So it's very punishing for people who get gotcha'd on their own turn, you know? So it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just, and if you have 2 Land Raider Redeemers, it can really, really hurt. So don't get overwatched by Land Raider Redeemers. I know that's not what we're talking about.
That's the only thing you have to worry about now.
Yeah. So that's our good. Let's do a quick overview. That's what we talked about.
Yeah. Let us know if you agree with this. This is what we think are good changes, solid changes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the bad and we'll talk about the ugly pretty soon.
Yeah.
But
let us know what y'all think.
Good changes.
Before we go on to that, we got a quick super chat for you from Chris.
Chris, I like to paint. Dude, good to hear from you.
Is that Chris likes to paint?
Yes.
Oh, is that his... Sorry, I've never seen your face, Chris. Also, it doesn't say likes to paint, so I don't know. Your last name likes to paint. I don't... All right, John, what changes are you making to your sons? I didn't know you were a father. Does Big Daddy sit on the shelf at 440?
My 1,000 sons.
John gets around.
Big Daddy, yeah. So Magnus is going to be 440 points. Look, you're going to have to cut something. My list from Nova went up like 180 points. Yeah. So it was pretty significant. I think I have to cut some type of rubrics. I wasn't running Cultist before.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to scale back the rubrics even more. Take out the Vortex Beasts. Because they're not the most competitive thing. They're fun to play, but they're probably not too competitive. Mm-hmm. Probably put in 1 or 2 Cultist squads and then just take all rubrics, all Terminators. I'm keeping Magnus, keeping the characters more elite than ever, but hopefully the Cultists help me screen a little better, hold objectives a little better, so I don't have to worry about everything else goes out and does damage. Cultists stay in the back, they hold things, and it's like 120 points for 20 of them, so it's pretty good. I think my new list that I just made has 20 rubrics, I think 15 flamers, 5 bolters, It still has Ahriman, not on disc. Still has Magnus. Still has the Exalted with the teleport. Okay. And it still has the Sorcerer and Terminator armor and the the Infernal Master.
Oh, okay.
To go with the Bolter
put him on the list.
Marines. So that's literally it. Like that's
the whole list.
That is the whole list.
That is very elite.
It's very elite. It maybe has how many units is that? It's like 8.
Yeah.
8 units,
like
maybe
10,
9.
Yeah.
So it's quite elite. I think the damage is still pretty good. Magnus gets a little nerf because of the mortal wounds thing, like we talked about before. But I think we're still in a good place, Chris. I know I have to still respond to your message, Chris. I see your message.
Oh, okay.
In my Discord, but we'll talk more.
Yeah.
But let me know how you're feeling about Thousand Suns, because I'm about to play them this weekend. I'll let you know more. But I think they're fine with the whole shakeup. I think we're just gonna do massive damage, and yeah, I'm thinking about fixed secondaries too. Let me know.
Yeah, that's actually kind of interesting. I think it is in our next point. But before we go into that, like and subscribe. We see maybe some new names. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
There's some new viewers. It says you have to super chat us if you want. We won't. If you want to support us, you can super chat. We gotta change the description.
We're terrible at monetizing this.
Yeah. If you wanna support us, we support that. But if you want to ask us questions, you can throw it in the chat. Maybe add us so we can read it.
Yeah. If you
want you don't have to super chat for us to read. But you were talking about, your Thousand Suns and where they sit. Mm-hmm. Something we want to talk about is our second bullet point: heavy-handed nerfs.
Ooh.
And don't jump down his throat yet. He wants to explain himself.
Yeah. Look, I explicitly wrote a letter to GW to buff Thousand Suns, not nerf them. What is this?
You did exactly the opposite of what I said.
Yeah. Eldari were supposed to get 500 points to spend.
Yeah, not more points. Custodians are supposed to go to 10 wounds apiece. What are you doing?
Yeah. So this is, yes, the nerfs were quite heavy-handed. The changes needed to be big, but I think with points from like Eldari, a lot of the other factions, I think Necrons even got hit. Custodians got hit a little bit on top of the data slate changes. I think there's a sticker shock value.
Yes.
When you see those things, all the Eldari players, and this happens every time, people are going to run away. They're going to scurry away. Yeah. Run away from the faction. Eldari, everyone's leaving Eldari to go play a different faction that they have in their closet. And I think that's a bad thing. That sucks that people are just going to throw away the faction. We want people to feel like they can find a lot of joy in whatever faction they're playing, whether they're strong or middle of the road or bad.
Basically what we're saying is like we tricked you a little bit. We clickbaited you here. When we say heavy-handed nerfs, it's really the reaction to heavy-handed nerfs. Yeah. It's people feeling down on their faction when, at least when it comes to Eldari, we're kind of thinking like, should they even really be down on Eldari? They seem like they have so many other options. Yeah. Sorry we tricked you. We won't do it again. So it should be heavy-handed nerfs.
Yeah.
I'm curious what people think about that.
Yeah, do you think the nerfs are too heavy-handed? What faction do you play? Do you feel like your faction got hit too hard? Are you going to change factions now? Or do you feel like it was just right?
Yeah. Captain Mannering says, do we need to care about Castardes at all? Get out of here. Get out of here.
We're unsubscribing you.
Yeah, we're gonna unsubscribe you. I'm gonna figure it out. I guess we just ban him, but we'll talk later. John needs to shave. Quality's up. People are seeing that.
Oh no.
Chin hair. So people are saying camera's looking good.
Awesome.
Oh, thank you, Cody, for the support.
Thank you.
He says support.
Support.
Thank
Period.
you.
Wow.
Appreciate the support.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We appreciate it greatly.
This is angry. Scott says, can we talk about Custodians losing their detachment ability with a change to Dev wounds? Yeah, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of
They keep rubbing it in.
Rubbing the salt in. Yeah, I know. I'm hurting over here. So we'll just touch on it again just real fast. Yeah, it's with a change to Dev wounds, it feels like not only is our feel no pain gone, not gone, but massively reduced in its power.
Yes.
Or not even
I would say
reduced in its power. It's prevalence.
Right. Like 75% of the mortal wounds probably came from the keyword devastating wounds. I think now it's just abilities that do mortal wounds, things that fly over you, Doom Bolt from Thousand Suns. Like, it's very rare that things like mortal wounds happen naturally, like through abilities. Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, and then on top of that, the ignoring saves, what the big power of Custodes is the 2-up, 4-up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's, I mean, I'm not going to say they're done for. I think we'll have to see. I understand what you're saying, Scott, though. Like, I play Custodes, and that's kind of what I was thinking when I was reading it. Kind of getting nipped at from many directions.
Yeah.
Custodes. But they were also really good, so maybe they needed it. Number 2, changes to stratagem and manipulation. So we didn't even really know how to word this. So maybe you can explain, certainly better than I can explain.
Yeah, so it basically, this is bad. Let me say why this is bad. This is bad because it's more complicated now. Yeah, right?
Tricked you again, Chad.
It's bad because it's more rules that we have to remember. It is the fine print that we have to read. It's stratagems can only have a modifier either from Vect or bring it to 0. It can only go up or down by 1 CP to only battle tactics.
Yeah.
So battle tactics is a specific category of stratagem that no one paid attention to before.
No one knows. What's a heroic deed?
Right. What's the strategic ploy? Yeah. Right. Like no one really looked at that.
Yeah.
And now everyone has to know and memorize those things.
Yeah.
If you are the owner of increase a stratagem by 1 CP for your opponent, you now have to know what battle tactics your opponent has so that you can increase them. And so it just makes it that more complicated, right? Yeah. So I think that's a bad thing. We're pretty early on in the edition, I keep saying, and we don't want rules bloat. And this is exactly that. It's probably a good balancing change, but it is bloat.
Yeah, it's probably a good change for the game.
Yeah.
For balance, not a good change for like ease of play.
Right.
But you know what? They decided to do all those like battle tactical plays that they're like, no, you're gonna pay attention now. You have to know. We put all this work into it. We put all this work into it. Let's go to number 3, and then we're gonna catch up on some chats after that.
Yep.
Admech. So this was me. Look, I'm not even an Admech player.
Admech bad.
Yeah, Admech are
just bad. Just the faction bad.
Yeah. Look, I'd been hearing, the justified grousing about the Admech rules, and when I read the balanced data slate, it was kind of like, where's the rest?
Yes. No,
what happened?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I think that's pretty true.
Yeah. Something we talk about points. We talk about these changes, and we talked about this with Eldari was. Sometimes what feels like a big change isn't a big change. And so it kind of goes the opposite with Admech, right? It's like these changes they don't feel like enough. And so they probably definitely won't be enough.
Right. I mean, and I think that just...
Even points wise too. It's like...
I think points changes by itself with Admech is like... Your army was already pretty useless.
Yeah.
Let's give you more useless models so that you can watch more of your things die.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can paint more of your things so that they can die.
Yeah.
I think...
Hey, at least they wouldn't be getting wiped up by devils. At least.
I think there was like some minor data slate changes for them too, but it was like +1 save on your basic troop. Yeah. And it was like, you were a save of 5, now you're a 4.
Yeah.
So like...
It's fine.
If you're AP like 2 or 3, you're probably not getting saved.
Yeah, those dev wounds don't care anyway.
Yeah, those dev wounds don't care.
So, hoping to see. I mean, we're gonna talk about this later. What we want to see, but that's for later. Anyway, like I was saying, sorry we tricked you again. It's the change of strategy manipulations. Actually, we think it's probably a fine change. We just don't like that it's confusing.
It's a love-hate relationship there.
All right, let's read. Don't look, chat. Don't look. We're going to talk about that next. I want to read some chats, though. Cody, yes, thank you for doing your part. You're here for angry reaction content? Is that what we are now?
That's a good... we could be a little angrier. Could be a
good
little
thinking. So Scott, we talked about that. Deadly Prince Studio, those dust clouds, I've actually seen those flight stands, alternate flight stands. Pretty good. Yeah. Can't rate them, though, because they're not official models. Chris says, not a fan of how this 0 CP nerf hit Thousand Suns. It was never really free for us. Not cool, GW.
Thank you, Chris. I know. This is actually quite a big nerf for us, because we love to zero out things that cost 2 CP. I don't think we can do that anymore. I don't think our 2 CP strat is battle tactics. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. But we also just like the strat, because it's not only zero the stratagem out, it's use it a second time.
Yeah.
And so it kind of sucks that there's some strats that we just can't use a second time now. So that's a pretty big nerf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not feels bad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Elijah says, hey, we know Elijah. I'm a Votan BA guy all the way, so I definitely like these changes. Can't change my mind. Hey.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I will say, Votan, your points got decreased so much that if you barely had 2,000 points before, you're gonna have
a lot of points.
You're gonna have to buy a few more kits. Like you got like 300, 400 more points. So you're gonna have to buy a few more kits.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest. I did not read the Votan changes. It kind of skipped my mind.
I think it was just points. I think.
Actually, no. I think they got something in the data set.
You instead of picking one unit.
Yeah, it's three. It's multiple units for grudge tokens.
Yeah, which is good. It was one of my major complaints about the faction, is that like your judgment tokens barely come up after the first one. So now at least you start with 3.
Yeah, the 3.
No, it might be 4.
4 units for Strike Force. Yeah. Good change.
Yeah.
More points, mo better.
I agree. Yeah. Blood Angel still kind of poop though.
On to good things. Scott, you missed the good section. On to good things. I love that vehicles are now measured to holes again. My Drukari Harlequin brothers and sisters rejoice. Was that a change? In the data set, am I wrong?
It might have been a clarification. I think everyone thought it should be the hull. I think most games played.
I just played it as hull.
I think there was one ruling at a major tournament where it was to base.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought it was silly.
Yeah. Someone's talking about Death Guard. We're going to talk about them in a little bit.
Yep.
We're talking about the ugly. The ugly.
Yes.
So this is not bad. Not necessarily bad.
Yeah.
Not necessarily good. It's more confusing, maybe leaning towards bad.
Yeah.
Just stuff we don't really know what to think.
Yes, I think so. The first bullet point here.
Yeah.
Towering. Right?
Towering.
And this isn't necessarily bad, especially not for a lot of factions. But I think we can kind of see GW's mind process thoughts.
Yeah.
Going with Towering. Like, they really wanted to make Towering work.
Yeah.
And they did adjustments to the different factions. And they made terrain.
Yeah.
So that you can hide behind the first floor. But it was still a problem.
Yeah.
And they realized it was a problem after a few months. And they were like, all right, fine, Towering is basically gone. Well, let's just go back to 9th edition. And that's where we're at right now. Although now there's going to be a bit of whiplash because the Imperial Knights and especially the Chaos Knights, that's the ugly part, where they're just like left in the dust. They're just like, wow, you're just going to suck now. You're just...
Yeah, it's open season. We're curious what... Towering needed it needed something.
Yeah.
It needed to be addressed. I think it makes sense. Yeah. It just disproportionately affects Knights.
Right, because the edition was made thinking Towering was going to work.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of the different factions, in some sense, were balanced around that.
Yeah.
But now they just threw it out 2 months into it, and they're going to have to figure it out. Chaos Knights are just not good.
Yeah.
Although I'm glad I'm not gonna lose Magnus turn 1 anymore because he's so large. He just towers over all the buildings. Everyone sees him. Let us know your thoughts too, chat.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys like guys and girls? If you guys like the towering changes,
that's why it's an ugly. It's like we're not really sure how to feel about it. Like we know it needed addressing, but is it the best way? Is it just kind of our Chaos... Well, I was going to say Chaos Knights and Imperial Knights catching strays, but this was pretty much aimed directly at them. It's a bit of a... do we just have to kind of deal with the fact that Knights are always kind of going to be a skew faction, and sometimes they're going to get hit real hard just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us what you guys think.
Zesticle says Chaos Knights was all War Dog spam anyways. It hurts more Imperial Knights more than the Chaos Knights.
Yeah.
And I think...
Oh, there was also... Sorry. Big changes to Knights. We don't have that on the dock. We should talk about it, though. But anyway, sorry.
I think you shouldn't have to run War Dog spam, right?
Yeah.
You should be able to run the Questores or the larger Knights and feel good running that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what balance is. You shouldn't have to be take a very niche spot of your codex. So hopefully another reiteration you can take out the Questores stuff and feel good about that.
Yeah, you should never in an ideally balanced game, spam is not a thing.
Yeah.
Ideally, obviously that's always going to be how competitive goes, but you shouldn't feel pigeonholed, especially with an army like Knights.
That's right.
Into doing stuff like that. All right, bullet. So this is one I'm gonna have to talk to you. Broad sweeping buffs.
Yes.
I'm curious what you meant by this. Defend yourself.
I think this one, the second and third bullet point kind of lend itself to each other. So broad sweeping buffs, lack of focus and direction. I think a lot of the lesser factions just got a broad stroke of like, this faction is bad, let's make them good by giving them points decreases so they can take more of their stuff and they'll be more viable, right?
Yeah.
But really you look at like the points decreases at, let's say, Drukhari, and you're like, oh, the good thing I was spamming before so that I could be somewhat viable got just as much of a decrease in points as the bad thing. My list hasn't changed at all. I'm just taking more of the stuff that was more viable and still not taking the very, very bad stuff.
Right.
Let's make the very, very bad stuff decreased even more so we can see them more.
Right, so it's almost like an external balance versus internal balance,
yes,
right?
Internal balance.
They only balanced externally, army to army,
yes,
faction to faction.
I would love
internal
more
balance is still whacked.
I would love more focus.
Yeah.
And like acknowledgement of, hey, this unit is very bad.
Yeah.
Let's kind of like bring them up a little bit.
Yeah, and I guess we understand. I guess again the reason this is kind of ugly is that I guess we know what needed fixing, and it wasn't necessary. Internal balance was probably not top of mind when 70% win rates.
That's so true, right? You have to give credit to GW, and like there's 23 indexes.
Yeah. And
they can't know the ins and outs of every faction every 2-3 months.
At least because they don't have perfect knowledge of of every whatever. Yeah, I mean we're gonna talk about what we want in the future. Internal balance is going to be one of those things. There's just a lot of units that's like, why is this even in here? Like, what's the point?
Like you're just not gonna see it.
Yeah,
just not gonna see it.
So that was bullet 3, lack of focus and direction. Again, we talked about that. That's pretty much all the topics. I guess we'll just hang out for a little bit. We got through. We were lagging behind a little bit in the end.
And we're just like, fast forward. Hey, Rob Stark in chat, what's up?
Oh, what's up, Rob?
Thanks for joining us. Also, got to hang out with Rob at Nova.
Oh, cool.
Look, I need a trainer. Cire, I need to beat Rob in arm wrestling next year. I'm gonna have to start training pretty soon.
Yeah. You gotta get to it. Why don't you knock out like 20 push-ups right now? Let's go back and read some of these chats. This wasn't on the docket, actually. Well, actually, maybe it was. Let's check this overview. See, this is good because that means we can remind ourselves. I do want to talk about Death Guard a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. Chat, what do you guys want to talk about?
What's your thoughts on Death Guard?
Yeah, what do you think? Just in general, chat, any thoughts about stuff we didn't talk about today? We're going to have 10 minutes of free time. Tell us what you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, it's either free time where we talk amongst ourselves, or we can take a nap.
Yeah, nap time's pretty good. Let's read some of these chats. Also, if you don't like the stream, there you go.
Don't forget.
But now you need to buy more models.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're talking about, is that Votan?
Yeah, the Votan.
Yeah.
GW doesn't see the problem.
Yeah.
That's right, mana rings.
Cody says Death Guard army rule rework was so good. Yeah, we're talking about that. For Adamek to not get that attention feels really bad. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why that was in the bad. The Adamek was like, oh man, they clearly put some work and attention into something.
Yeah. The Death Guard change, I was actually very surprised.
Yeah.
Like, it was actually very well thought out. Like, oh, wow, that's like another layer of actual real rules.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this in a minute. That was not
sorry, I got excited.
Yeah, calm down, John. Jeez, getting ahead of ourselves. Let's roll down. The girl, anything she wants. What? I missed something. I need to buy more land fortresses for Laura? Yes. I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
Can never have enough land fortresses.
Scott was talking about the rules commentary, so it was clarification.
Gotcha.
Anything? No, cap mannerings, anything. Including land fortresses, but not limited to. Not my custodies, there are limits. Okay, well, not everyone's perfect. I'm happy with the new Towering Titanic models that we never need in 40k.
Very good.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't think Knights should be in 40k.
That's true. I mean, it is a hard angle on the game that GW has done to themselves, where it's like, here's a big thing, it either kills you or or gets killed.
Still haven't figured out flyers.
It's a tough gatekeeper. Yeah, right. What flyers? I don't know.
We never made those.
They might be out of the game, actually.
Yeah. Escape. I'm happy with the new Towering Titanic model. Oh, we just read that. What am I, Bridger? Rereading things? I agree. Barry Hercules says, I agree on Towering. It's another whack-a-mole fix that unfixes something else. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's in the ugly category. It's needed, but it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel good. It's kind of feels bad, feels weird. Gonna cut off a smaller section of the competitive field, but doesn't feel great if you have a Knights army or Chaos Knights. Remember to tell your other hobby friends to tell us to grow. Yeah, go share our channel, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
I do think you should. OnlyFans.
Fams.
That makes it weird. We don't do. Way to make it weird, Captain. Catachan School. I don't know what that means. Oh, you gotta go press a muscle.
That's right.
You gotta get your pronation rise and cup.
Do you know what that means?
No, I think he's just making words up.
He's just
cup lifts.
Cup lifts. When I think is that like grip strength? Like when people like lift things with like.
I think he's saying
for bouldering.
He's gonna give you one of these and put some weights in it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Or you get like a tension band and then like.
That's awesome. Still let the band snap.
OnlyFans stream of John working on a towel. Hey, look. You guys got to ask.
What happened yesterday? Was it yesterday?
It was. Look, things happen. Why is John wearing a hat? I don't know. Why are you wearing a hat, John? Play Clasher plus Shamblrot seems. Oh right, we got to talk about Death Guard. Oh my God. Sorry. Death Guard changes. Yep. I'm just gonna read them off. So the detachment rule is during the declared battle formations, which is big.
Yeah.
Select one of the signuses below. To the end of the battle, all units from your army within the Nurgle's gift ability gain the selected sickness. So, we'll talk about this in a second. The big thing right off the bat, at the beginning of the battle, this is not written into your list.
Yes.
So it allows you to slightly tailor.
Yes.
I would say.
I like this a lot. It creates decisions, and you kind of have to know this rule in the other faction to choose the best option for your match.
Right, Chad, hold on, I'm going to try something. Oh, God. Chad, I'm trying to show you the thing. Just hold on.
Round 2.
Hold on, people. We're going in. Full screen mode.
It's Cire versus Adobe. Who's going to make it out?
Adobe's going to kick my butt. Let's see. What are we doing?
Is it browser?
None. Yes. Thank you. Is it browser? And it won't let me go. It doesn't want me to go onto it.
Huh? No. Well.
Hold on.
In some ways,
don't worry, Chad.
In some ways, Adobe's winning.
We're getting it. Don't worry. There we go.
Oh!
I just had to change where it was pointing.
Dude.
So good.
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, so like I said, the big thing is the declare battle formation. Yada yada yada. Beginning of the battle. That's big. Allows you to tailor slightly. Skull, Scorn, Blight Aura, while an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, worsen the ballistic skill and weapon skill characteristic of the weapon. Weapons equipped by the models in that enemy unit by 1. So this is good because it lowers the skill. Yes. And you can also have a -1 to hit to the roll.
Yeah. Good catch. Yeah, this is huge. Like this is it basically lets you have a -2 to hit on somebody. It's could get out of hand. Like that's Termagant's hitting on 6s, that's a basic Marine.
Yeah.
Hitting on 5s, that's good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Big fan of that. Rattle Joint Ague. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, worsen the save characteristics of the models of that enemy unit by 1. Solid.
This is just solid.
One of the big things that DG was lacking is AP.
Yes. Oh.
Now it's fixed. Yeah. Well, not really fixed. It's AP1. It's still not great, but it's
you still have to be in contagion range.
Yeah.
Where you have to be pretty close.
Yeah.
But it just makes do more damage.
Really shoring up one of the big weaknesses was lack of AP.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm back. Ooh, look at that. Scabrous Soul Rot. While an enemy unit is within contagion range of this unit, worsen the leadership and objective control characteristics of models in that enemy unit by 1 to a minimum of 1.
Yes.
So this is good. This is okay. You can tell me what you think. It makes Battle Shock potentially more interesting, but you also don't even need to Battle Shock them.
Right. It helps you score a little better.
Yeah.
I think it's the most niche of the 3, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's like if you're really playing, if you know you're going to wrestle for objectives this game and it's going to be a grind, you might identify this as like a need, a must-have.
Does this make Poxwalkers worth taking again?
Oh, yeah dude.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Poxwalkers have... I'm surprised they have any OC, let alone 1.
Yeah.
And so if you push Poxwalkers up the board that are cheaper than ever, and you're taking away OC, you're not gonna. If you have 20 Poxwalkers versus another unit, your Poxwalkers are gonna win on OC.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's just how that works.
Yeah. So we're a big fan of these. They also got some points adjustments. I don't remember if they are on the top of my head, but
I think we had some combos.
Yeah. Okay, we are running out of time, so let's read through these, and then we'll do a quick overview at the very end. Again, quick reminder: like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I don't know. What's the reminder? Hit the bell.
Hit the bell. Ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding 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 ding. If you want to support us, you don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can. I'll read your stuff anyway, unless I don't want to. Cire for training, John. Yeah, that could work. What are you having for lunch? I don't know.
Oh, Zach is making something.
Oh, is he? Potatoes and onions. It sounded like.
With extra steps.
Yeah. Ash Thompson says Plague Caster plus Shamble Rot seems good for Death Guard. -4 to charge.
That seems like a really good combo.
That's quite solid.
I think that just styles on all the combat armies. Like that's like you don't need to do that. Well, like that's just bad manners.
Wait, what if you do this to another Death Guard army?
Oh, that's good. That's great in the mirror.
So they just can't move. Yeah, I can move 0 inches. Awesome. All right, whatever. Aren't Votann back to around their launch model count just without being Custody strong as individuals? I'd have to actually check, but that sounds right. That seems to be what people are saying is that they're not gonna destroy you, but they have the model count back at least.
Yeah, I think they have like the proper model count back. Maybe even a little more models because I'm needing to get more Votann for mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick. Zach says, "Did you see the female dwarves now in Fireslayer? You're on the wrong show, buddy. I don't care about that. I'm just kidding. Stay tuned for AOS later today at 4:30.
That seemed like
Zach, let me know.
That sounded about right.
All right, we are over time, but I'm gonna read anyway because we love our fans. Will Battle Scroll update give OBR and LR style nerf? What the what are you talking about? This is the wrong show.
Get out of here.
Maybe Seraphon. What is happening? Coronavirus? No, that's not an option. Tag yourself. I'm Rattlejoint Ague. What is talking about?
Oh, French country stew.
Oh, okay.
It's potatoes and beef with extra steps.
All right, Escape says the thing that broke tiring wasn't actually tiring in the first place. It is how you draw a line of sight. Capes do not fire guns. Line of sight drawn from the weapon itself would have partially soft shooting.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree, but then that kind of gets into the weird. We should talk about this some other time. Just like
it's a heavy topic.
Yeah. I like thematically drawing line of sight from weapons, but it just gets weird because like what's a weapon?
It's balancing versus head lore. It's like
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a correct answer there.
Yeah. Elijah says I like DG changes, but they're still so in the slug. Yeah. What model would you want to see next?
A huge Death Guard mech.
Yes.
I want more vehicles from Death Guard.
I want
think Gundam Wing, but Death Guard.
But Death Gundam
That's just
Wing.
Mortarion.
Yeah, that's just Mortarion. I want Mortarion, but no wings. They're just jets.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like we're good. You have to bring a razor back tomorrow, John. I don't know. Bring your razor back to John.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It sounds pretty heavy. Yeah.
I'm playing Grey Knights tomorrow.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Grey Knights. We should, whatever.
It's fine.
Hey, we'll talk about it next week. I gotta close this window, and it's taken a long time, so I'm just gonna go over here.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, if you're watching this after the fact, let me know why I'm wrong, because I'm sure I'm wrong somewhere. Let John know why he's wrong.
And let us know of the visual changes.
Yeah,
that's the graphical changes as well in the comments. Let us know if you like them. What would you want to see if you don't like them, and or otherwise.
Yeah, also, what army are you playing now? Post-Data Slave. That's what I want to know. Let me know in the chat. All right, y'all. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.